Time for Get on Target at
The Hub. So, we
You're
are
back.
back. We are back. So what are we talking about today? Well, today's, this episode is a little bit, I would say, on the shorter side. My focus is more just to get the word out that we are, what we do with our first responders, our Blue Label, our LE military, whatever you want to call it. So I have a empty case here. This is just a representation. A lot of people know, the most known, I would say, law enforcement military program is the Blue Label program by Glock. It's also one of the best ones in terms of price discount for the veterans and first responders, etc. And they recently just added veterans to the list. So before veterans would be seasonal. They would do them on certain times, unless they were like full-blown retired with, out of the military.
Okay.
If they just did their service and got out, unless they offered a certain, program for a certain period of time, they weren't allowed to buy, only active. And so now they've extended that. And so anyway, so Blue Label is the most known, but it is definitely not the only one. We keep adding more and more and more. So we recently became a Glock Perfection dealer. With Glock Perfection means that we actually cover every aspect of Glock that they offer. And so that means Tucson got LE.
Cool.
We couldn't before based off how many LE dealers they had. Becoming a Perfection means we kind of have to have it. So we got it. So now if you are in Tucson, you're a first responder, military, veteran, law enforcement, border patrol, etc., you are eligible to get certain guns. And each one, there's actually a list. So I don't want to say like every gun that we sell you're eligible for, because each gun is different.
So is it specific? So because I've seen in the cases you've got LE guns, it's specific guns that are set aside for them. It's not just regular inventory that you sell to them at a discount.
Correct.
It's actually specific guns, and those guns can't be sold to anybody that isn't part
on
of
that list.
Okay.
Yes, and sometimes some lists, like Smith & Wesson and Dan Wesson and CZ, the list is a little bit broader. So like if you're an NRA instructor, or you're a pilot, or you're a security guard, or it's a broader program. Smith & Wesson's program's broader. Glock is very it's got to be this. Kel-Tex, it's I got to be this, and Shadow, it's I got to be this.
So what do they need to bring with them? What does somebody need to bring with them there's certain documentation?
So most of the time it's their badge or their ID, so their military ID. Now certain IDs we can actually not make copies of because it's a government ID.
Right.
But with those, we've gotten permission to just write down the numbers, et cetera, et cetera. And then they're going to sign and fill out a form that they, are what they are, and, et cetera. So it's a great program, though. They're great programs in the fact that, like what you just said, when you can't find regular guns to have dedicated guns for officers, military, whatever. And I call it LE. I like to call it LE program. When I say LE, just go with me when I mean military, border patrol. You all are in that. There's just not a really easy way other than to say like LE or, that's the only, so it's like when a lot of times you'll hear a lot of places go, our LE discount, and I'll have a couple of military guys go, what about us? And it's like, well, you apply to that, automatically, you know what I mean? Like, it's just an easy way to say that, so the LE program, like on all of the cases, they say LE only Glock, or LE only Sig Sauer, or LE only, etc. And that doesn't mean that if you're military, you can't own that. It just means for the guys, it's an easy way to go, oh, LE, mil, first responders.
Do any of them have first responders in it? Like, so the police obviously are first responders, but like fire and EMT?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. But see, that's where like Glock doesn't do firefighters. Or I'm sorry, EMT. They'll do firefighters. And each one does different ones. And so it's hard to just say a blanket, this is what it is, because it's like, okay, well, which gun are you looking at? The Kel-Tec. Okay, well, we got to go to Kel-Tec's rules. You know, they each one has their own rules. So we currently do, and I'll probably miss one. We currently do Glock, Blue Label program, Sig Sauer, Smith & Wesson, Shadow Systems, Keltec Halo, Winchester LE Ammo, IWI, CZ, Dan Wesson, Beretta, Walther, and FN.
And Smith & Wesson is part of CZ, or is it?
I think I said Smith in there, didn't
Okay.
I? At one of the beginning ones.
Maybe.
So maybe Smith & Wesson's in there too. It's their program's called the Sworn Officer Program.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And again, military applies. The name just goes off of sworn officer. You know, it's just a name to, and again, it puts you in the same group. You guys are, to me, you're all in this group of when you tell me you're an officer, sheriff, military, whatever, I go, thank you for your service. You know, that's what I do. I put you in the same group of, you've put your life on the line for this country. No matter what way you did it, you did. You signed up for something that helped this country and made us free. So we give back to you. The cool thing about these cases is and actually we do Vortex optics, Holosun.
Okay.
So it's like, we're getting more and more and more. To the point where actually I'm adding a page on the website that just says all the brands we do in those. But anyway, what's cool about it is everything in these cases that you're talking about. So like in Lakeside, we have a case. In Tucson, we actually have 2 cases.
Okay.
That we have that many guns, and it makes it nice in the fact that, hey, do you guys have any LE guns or military or first responder guns? Yeah, right over there. And all the prices are already discounted from the factory. They actually tell us, hey, you know, this is the minimum you can sell it for, and this is the maximum you can sell it to them for. And we actually just we're usually about $30. So I'll make, and I don't mind saying it. So, you know, like on this gun right here, cost us $410 if this was a real gun. This is a case, but if this is a case for a gun, and then this would be a 43X. This gun probably cost us $410, $420 area, and we're selling it for $449 to the officer. So it's more of, we're doing a transfer. I do like our transfer fee basically. So it's more of a give back. To me, these officers, these military first responders, you have families, you have friends. They usually look at you as the person of knowledge, because you're the one putting your life on the line or, you know, dealing with these type of items. And so for you to go, you know what, I snagged a Glock 43X from the Hub on their Blue Label program. I know they had other guns available for civilians. It just, now I'm,
right,
you know,
right.
and holsters, ammo, optics, cases, it spreads. So go ahead.
I don't want to ask the question. 'Cause
No.
I don't want to so if somebody decides they buy it and they've got their family member, they have to keep it, correct? Or what's the deal with that?
So there's actually limits on amount that you're allowed to purchase a year.
Okay.
And they don't really care, I don't think, what you do with that.
Okay.
You know, now, if you're going to go start a business where you buy Blue Label guns and sell them,
That's a no.
no, that's a no-no.
Yeah.
But so like Keltec, you can buy one of every gun they make
Right.
a year.
Oh, wow.
And the sub 2Ks, they actually consider the 9 and the 40 separate models.
Separate models. Okay, cool.
So you can buy a 9, a 40 sub 2K. You can buy a PMR, a CMR, RPK, you know,
Run the catalog.
Run the catalog. You could buy every one of them a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Glock, I think it's more 2 a year, period. Doesn't matter if
Right.
SIG, I don't think they have a limit. It's probably 2 or 3, something like that. It sounds bad. It's hard to remember every limit. And so we just usually we'll usually tell people 2. Just because we'll take like the lowest number we've seen, or like Keltec, it's easy. It's just 1.
Yeah.
But it's super cool because they give a big discount. So like, and on the 43X side, not as much.
Well, because there's not as much margin there. So.
Right. but it's still a discount. And to me, that's huge these days, because right now they can sell these guns for, as easy as possible. And the more civilian ones they make, the more they supply to the market. Right. And so to be able to say, you know what, we've allocated 5% of our production to go to the LE,
nice,
military first responder. It's nice in the fact that we actually can supply you guns, like they're in the case. There's actually guns in the case, unlike the civilian side.
Right.
So, and we believe in you guys getting a better deal. I personally do. I think that with certain things that you do in your life come certain benefits, and to me, military first responder, like I said, you're putting your life on line, or you're helping people stay alive, or you're helping them keep their freedom. To me, those are things that we should be thankful for and give back to. So as the store, we have basically a set like 5% discount on all of our, for if someone came in and said, hey, what's your discount for first responder? It's 5%. Usually we'll do tax. And I've actually gotten a bad review on this before. The veteran did not like the fact that I didn't have a set policy, and I kind of did it more on a the way he said it was per item, per person basis. Well, I'm sorry, in the gun world, that gun costs me less than that gun, and I can give you a better deal on that gun than I can on that gun. So, and to just say, oh, hey, it's a flat 5%, when on that gun I can get you more, and I would, why would you? I don't know.
Upset.
Yeah, I was just like, it was pretty taken back by it. I was like, any discount's better than none. Like there are some places that go,
oh, you get at least this much or more.
Yeah. So our discount is 5% as like a store policy, but then again, depending on the item, depending on the stuff, depending on the times, like right now, ammo, I can't discount ammo. Can't get it. So it's like, usually if someone comes in and is like, hey, I'm a veteran, do you guys do anything on ammo? Hey, we'll take care of the tax for you. So which is 8% in Tucson. Up here it's 6%. So because we're in an island. So anyway, I wanted to get that word out there that we do a lot of military, first responder, border patrol, police, sheriff. If I missed you, a firefighter, EMT, NRA instructor, we do all that, okay? And we really do care about you guys. Both stores, like I said, have more lines that are growing every time. Like we're picking up Aero Precision. Aero Precision just started an LE line. We're gonna get their guns for that. So again, anytime I get offered it, I grab it. The more that we have for you, the better off we are.
Cool.
So anyway, so that was this video. I wanted to talk specifically about that, specifically for you guys. So like I said, and I say in every video, if there's something you want to see, if there's a brand that you're like, Mike, I know these guys do a LE program, hit them up. I'll see what I can do. Springfield's a hard one. I've been working on it, but they do a very weird LE program, military first responder program. So I haven't done them yet. But as Shadow Systems, we just signed theirs. We just got a few guns in Tucson. So we keep adding and adding. So anyway, that's the show for today. Thank you again, seriously, for your services, whether they are saving lives on the street, overseas, keeping this country free, whatever it is. If you're the cook, if you're the cleaning guy, you still signed up, you still do the job. We appreciate you. We thank you for your service. So I'm Michael.
I'm Birdman.
We'll see you next time.
Subscribe.
Make sure you check out the Hub AZ on Facebook.